A very good morning to one and all. Welcome to StudyIQ IAS English. My name is Abhishek Singh, and today I am presenting before you the story of a warrior who declared that this entire Punjab is his kingdom. The warrior who calculated that his army was not as capable as that of the East India Company's army. However, he was still able to conquer the entire area in the Himalayan region and also as far as up to the Afghanistan's capital. So yes, we are talking about Maharaja Ranjit Singh, and in today's session we will try to understand about the Treaty of Amritsar. In fact, I would say it as the first Treaty of Amritsar, which took place in 1809. We will try to understand that what were the reasons behind this treaty and what were the details as well as what were the consequences of this treaty. So welcome everybody once again to this session, and let's start. But before starting, let me tell you one thing, that we are actually providing you a very interesting course. In fact, the candidate who is preparing for the Civil Services Examination 2024, the one-stop solution for that candidate is our P2I program, which is the Prelims to Interview program, in which we are offering you everything which is required. For example, complete and comprehensive GS preparation, the preparation for the mains, along with the residential guidance program here, right? So the mains residential program is the very significant part of it, as well as the interview guidance and current affairs and everything else will be given to you. The price of this course will be rupees 70,000, available in the bilingual English or Hindi batches. But if you use the code ASR live, then you are going to get this course only at rupees 29,999 rupees. So let's come back to the topic, and first of all in this topic we will be talking about the Treaty of Amritsar 1809. That is the first Treaty of Amritsar. All right. So this Treaty of Amritsar, it was signed between Charles Metcalfe, who was the representative of the East India Company, on behalf of the Governor General Lord Minto first, and Maharaja Ranjit Singh, who was the head of the Sikh Confederacy, the Sikh Kingdom of Punjab. These two powerful monarchs, these two powerful state heads, they signed this treaty to safeguard their respective boundaries. Now you will wonder that why am I saying that British wanted to safeguard? What was the reason? So basically, by this treaty, what happened? The Satluj River, that was fixed as the boundary between the British East India Company and Maharaja Ranjit Singh. The intention of the East India Company behind this treaty, what was the intention? So East India Company, they wanted to gain Maharaja's support if the French invaded India. On the other hand, Ranjit Singh wanted the assurance that the British would not be disturbing the Sikh chief when he will be trying to conquer the other areas, particularly the Malwa Sikh region, which was lying between Satluj and Yamuna. Now let me just show you this particular map, and it will be absolutely clear to understand. This is the Satluj River. Which is flowing, as you can see here. Okay. This is the Satluj, right? This merges with Indus River. So as per the treaty, what was the clause? As per the treaty, British decided to consider this Satluj River as the boundary between the Sikh state and the British kingdoms or the British region. Okay. However, as I told you that Maharaja Ranjit Singh, he wanted to annex these minor Sikh states. Which were minor Sikh states? Most importantly, the minor Sikh states included the Malwa Sikh, right? the Malwa Sikh between Satluj and Yamuna. As you can see here, this is Yamuna river, okay, and this is Satluj river, and this area was under the control of the Malwa Sikh. Maharaja Ranjit Singh also wanted to grab this particular area, but the British, they did not consider this claim of Maharaja Ranjit Singh. Now let us understand that why did the British want to have the support of Maharaja Ranjit Singh? Because the British were willing to create at least a state which was enough powerful to repel any possible attack from the sides of northwest. That is why British wanted to make someone who was his favorite, who was their favorite, as the king in Afghanistan, as the king in Punjab region, and as the king in the Sindh and Balochistan. So Sindh and Balochistan and Punjab and Afghanistan, all these four regions which were depicting the marginal or the frontier areas of the Indian subcontinent, British wanted these areas to remain as the buffer state. Now, when we try to understand the preceding events, like one term you have got to know about the buffer state. The meaning of buffer state is basically the additional state or the additional territory which is present between the two contenders, the two competitors. The additional territory between the two competitors, that is buffer state. For example, Nepal is a buffer state between India and China, or properly if we say, then Tibet was a buffer state between India and China. Okay, everyone. Now if we talk about okay, just a second, everyone. Now if we talk about this particular second part, that is here, following the decline of the Mughal power, okay, following the decline of the Mughal power, there was the Punjab, which was controlled largely by the Afghans and the Sikh clans. Afghans, they were mainly interested in the revenue collection because Punjab was a very fertile land, and this might provide them the enough resources to continue their fightings in the Afghanistan region, the very important thing. However, the Sikh community, even though they were not present in the large number in Punjab region, however, they were powerful enough because of the tradition of the continuous wars with the Mughals and other powers. Okay. So therefore, if we talk about the Sikh communities, so they were actually categorized into the numerous clans called as the Misl. For example, Ahluwalia, you might have heard about Ahluwalia, you might have heard about Atwals, you might have heard about the Sukarchakia. These were the important Misl or the community clans in the Sikh community. So Ranjit Singh, who was born in the year 1780, okay, he became the chief of Sukarchakia Misl at the age of the 12 years only, at the age of just 12 years. All right. However, you will be surprised to know that in the age of just 12 years also, he was the successor. He became the king. Okay. So not only Prithviraj Chauhan, not only Babur, not only Akbar, but Maharaja Ranjit Singh also had become the king in a very, very young age. Okay, just of 11 or 12 years. All right. Afterwards, he had matrimonial relations. He had matrimonial alliances with two other powerful Misl. So overall, he consolidated his position as the leader of the Sikh communities in Punjab. The most important part, however, the most important part that came when in the year 1799, in fact, 1799, he captured Lahore. He captured Lahore. But this was actually a double-edged sword. When he captured Lahore, there was the imminent risk of the Afghan invasion as well. In fact, you might have heard about Zaman Shah or Shah Zaman of Afghanistan. He was ruling Afghanistan back then and decided to invade over the Punjab region. However, due to the the floods in the Indus River, this is a story, okay? This is a story. The historicity of this story might be contested, but definitely this had an angle that Shah Zaman of Afghanistan and Maharaja Ranjit Singh, both of them somehow got interacted, and Maharaja Ranjit Singh, he secured the governorship of Lahore from the Afghan king. That means the Afghan Amir, he declared that Maharaja Ranjit Singh will be the governor of Lahore region. By that time, by the way, he was not Maharaja. In the 1799, he was simply Ranjit Singh or Raja Ranjit Singh, who had got the governorship of Lahore by repelling the influence of the Afghans in that area. It was in the year 1801. It was in the year 1801 that he acquired the title of Maharaja by declaring himself as the king or the emperor of the entire Punjab region. So this proved that he was an ambitious person, even though his personal attributes were not as grand as a king should have. Okay. However, he was ambitious and powerful as well as courageous enough to carve out his empire at such a young age. Okay. So I hope that you all are getting the essence of the story of Maharaja Ranjit Singh. Now coming back to the part where the empire which he created, let me tell you that the empire which he created particularly included the areas in the Trans-Satluj region, okay, in the Trans-Satluj region, and as far as up to the Peshawar, Gilgit, Ladakh and Kangra region, okay, and Kangra region. So all these areas, in fact, he acquired the areas of Kangra, Multan, okay, Kangra, Multan, Kashmir, Gilgit, Ladakh, everywhere. He could reach up to the foothills of the Hindu Kush, up to the Karakoram, and he also had his dominance in the Himalayan region. So we can say that more or less it was Maharaja Ranjit Singh who provided the territories, right? He provided these mountainous territories once again to the India, because these areas were captured by Afghans. Remember the battle of Ahmad Shah Abdali, or before that it was the battle of Nadir Shah, right? So they had already occupied these areas, but Maharaja Ranjit Singh, he restored these areas back to Indian subcontinent. Now, when we talk about the, you can say, right, just, okay, I think this is a repeated. So yes, when we talk about the reasons of this treaty, so the most important reasons, they consisted of the combination of internal as well as external threats. Now let me tell you one thing. If you might have heard that Napoleon Bonaparte, okay, Napoleon Bonaparte, the very important, in fact globally famous, he is the globally famous commander of France, right? He was famous because he had captured the power after the French Revolution in France, and he had the ambitions to conquer every single area that where he could reach. Okay, not just that, he was a staunch opponent of the British authorities, and therefore British were thinking that by the time in the 1807, when the Treaty of Tilsit was signed. Treaty of Tilsit was signed between Russia and between the Russia and France. So the King Alexander of Russia and the King Napoleon of France, they both entered into a treaty where Russia and France, they decided to mutually help each other during any type of conflict with any other power. So basically Russia, as you can see here, right, as you can see probably in this particular map, so Russia was actually having the dream of conquering this entire Central Asian region. Okay, so Russia was having this particular dream. France, on the other hand, he had the aspirations to conquer the entire European region. All right. So therefore, when these two powers had joined the hands, now the British, whose influence was in this particular area, okay, in this particular area, now they were threatened. They were threatened that probably with the help of Napoleon, Russia might invade their kingdom, or with the help of Russia, Napoleon might invade the kingdom of British. So that is the threat which they were facing, which is called as the Napoleonic threat, or the influence of the Napoleonic rise, okay, due to which the British wanted to create a buffer state, at least here, somewhere here. You can see this is the Punjab, this is Afghans, this is Balochistan, this is Sindh. In this area, British wanted to create a huge buffer state, at least till that time when Napoleon would not be able to cross over to the British territories easily. Okay, so that is why one of the big reasons it was the Napoleonic threat and the Treaty of Tilsit. So therefore, they needed the buffer state for the nascent British regions. That means the initial stages of the British kingdom was there. And another big reason because of the Treaty of Amritsar, that was reluctant but ambitious Maharaja Ranjit Singh. Now let me tell you one thing, that Ranjit Singh, he was a very capable and authoritative ruler. He was also a great warrior at the same time. Hello Vivek. However, if we talk about Ranjit Singh, he was also a real politic. What is the meaning of the real politic? Real politic is someone who understands, right, who understands the limitations and believes in the realistic policies, okay, realistic politics, right, policies. So he completely understood his weaknesses against the British East India Company's army. He completely had the regards for the discipline and the strength that the East India Company's armies they had, right? In fact, the East India Company's armies, they had recently defeated the Marathas. If you remember the particular year 1803 to 1805, Marathas were comprehensively defeated by the East India Company's armies, right? Mysore, that was comprehensively defeated by the East India Company's armies. All right. Similarly, if you remember, then Awadh was also forced to sign the subsidiary alliance in 1801. So when Maharaja Ranjit Singh, who had a good knowledge about the contemporaries, when he saw that East India Company is forcing the more powerful kingdoms to subdue against him or against them, so he did not want to come in the confrontation, directly in the confrontation with the East India Company. So he also was looking for some working method, some working you can say solution which could allow him to pursue his ambition of the huge empire, as well as to safeguard him against the rage of the British Empire. So the Treaty of Amritsar was providing both the opportunities to Maharaja Ranjit Singh who was reluctant to face the British, but he was ambitious enough to make his kingdom a large one. Okay, so that's why this treaty became inevitable. And as you can see, when I am talking about the British Empire, you can see the growth or the extent of the British Empire at its peak. This map is sourced from the Britannica Encyclopedia, right? And you can see the influence of the British all over the subcontinent, including Myanmar, then in the Southeast Asia, then in the entire Australia, then in the Pacific region, Africa, lots and lots of regions in Africa, then in the North America, and probably in the Atlantics, as well as in the other part of the Pacific. So you can see that British had occupied a huge area under their control. So that's why it was not recommended, in fact not a wise decision, to fight directly against them. Okay, so what were the provisions of the treaty? Provisions were very, very simple, that first of all, both the governments, they shall have the friendly relations. This was the most necessary and essential part in any treaty which the British signed with the Indian powers. That is, the friendly relations that should be maintained. English would not interfere in the affairs of the territory of the north of the Satluj, and Ranjit Singh would not interfere in the affairs of territory south of the Satluj. So as I told you, Satluj became boundary. So British told that they would not interfere in the northwards of the Satluj river, that is in the kingdom of Maharaja Ranjit Singh. And Ranjit Singh assured that he will not try to invade the areas which are in the south of Satluj river. Okay, these areas, remember the name. Suppose this is the Satluj river. So this area, it was open for Ranjit Singh, and this area that was open for the British. Okay, open for the British. This region was called as the Cis Satluj. Okay, and this area was called as Trans Satluj. Okay, so somehow if you can see the Cis Satluj and the Trans Satluj region, so that is also correct. So British government recognized Ranjit Singh as the most favored power, and he was assured that English would have no concern with his state or with citizens of his kingdom, and none would keep forces more than what is absolute necessary. So Ranjit Singh was in fact treated as a sovereign king, as an independent king, and British assured that they would not intervene into any matters related to any policies or any steps taken by Maharaja Ranjit Singh, given that he does not cross river Satluj, does not cross river Satluj. And not just that, Ranjit Singh would keep only that much army in the south of Satluj which was necessary for the maintenance of law and order, and if any party to the treaty violated its provisions, the treaty would be considered cancelled. Now this particular line is very, very important. Remember that this treaty had provided that both the sides will keep their armies to the least possible numbers. However, after the death of Maharaja Ranjit Singh in the year 1839, what will happen? The British, they would start accumulating their forces immediately at the banks of Satluj river. So they were in the areas of their own, but the accumulation of the territory just on the other side of the river bank, that created the terror in the Punjab kingdom. So they also retaliated. So after the death of Maharaja Ranjit Singh, it was the British who started provoking the Punjab kingdom, and when the Punjab kingdom retaliated against the British provocation, then we will see the battle, the Anglo-Sikh wars. However, that is not the topic here. So as I told you, the significance, the consequences of this treaty So under the consequences of this treaty, you would observe that Ranjit Singh, he was prevented from any expansion in the south of Satluj, but he tried to expand his kingdom in the north side, under which he completely consolidated the Sikh communities. He completely consolidated the Sikh communities and expanded his kingdom as far as up to the valley Hindu Kush, the Hindu Kush valley, up to the Karakoram region, up to the Ladakh region, right? I told you in the beginning itself. In fact, the unification of these territories, aided by his French generals, right, westernizing his armies, formed the Sikh empire that lasted until the British subjugation in 1849. So he created a Sikh empire which was there up to the year 1849. That empire included the modern days areas of Punjab, Pakistan's Punjab, the regions of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, okay, the regions of Jammu Kashmir, the regions of Ladakh, the regions of Himachal Pradesh, okay, the hill states of Himachal Pradesh, mostly Kangra, Kullu, etc. So all these areas were under the control of the Sikh kingdom, the Sikh empire created by Maharaja Ranjit Singh, but limited by the Treaty of Amritsar in 1809. All right, everybody. So I hope that you got a clear understanding now. So you can see this particular map, as you can see here once again, that this Bilaspur is in Himachal, Jammu, Srinagar, Attak, Peshawar, Bannu, Dera Ismail Khan, Dera Ghazi Khan, Multan, up to the Indus River. Okay, so this entire region that was under the Sikh empire. Got it, everyone? So I hope that you got a very clear understanding that what was this treaty and what were the consequences of this treaty. Why was this treaty important? Because it allowed to flourish. It allowed Maharaja Ranjit Singh to flourish and to establish his great kingdom of the Sikh. At the same time, it also provided the security of a buffer state to the growing British kingdom. And when Maharaja Ranjit Singh died, when there was no threat of Napoleon, then how cunningly the British, they provoked the Sikh kingdom and led to the Anglo-Sikh war. Therefore, this treaty was now cancelled. Okay, everyone. So that's all in today's session, and I hope that it made a clear understanding to all of you. If you want to start your preparation, still you have not taken any enrollments, so this is the last day. Today is the last day. The 30th of June is the last day to get yourself enrolled in our P2I program, as I told you. And if you are getting yourself enrolled using the code ASR Live, okay, using the code ASR Live, then you are going to get this entire program consisting of the prelims, mains, interview guidance, current affairs, practice papers, mock test, everything, just rupees 29,999 rupees. All right, everyone. So I hope that it is the best thing that you can avail right now. And those who want to have the PDF of this particular class, so they can join my Telegram channel. And this is the address of Telegram channel @ okay. All right, everyone. So you can join the Telegram group or Telegram channel by this particular link, as you can see here, or you can also scan this particular QR code, then also it is possible to join. Okay, so thank you so much for watching it, and if you liked this session, if you found this session informative enough, useful enough, then do not forget to hit the like button and share it with your friends as well. See, it is not going to give me anything additional, but the additional confidence as well as the additional encouragement to bring more and more such useful lectures for all of you. So that's why I requested to like and do the share as well, so that I can bring such more topics for you and all. So thank you so much for watching it, guys. Take care. Bye-bye. And let's meet in tomorrow's lecture. Till then, have a great day ahead and Jai Hind. Thank you.